This freaking game. I could leave it at that, but I won't. Nioh is just insane. It takes inspirations from both Ninja Gaiden and Dark Souls. Samurai Souls, as some people are calling Nioh, but honestly, I don't think the name fits. Yes, this is a Souls-like game, however, not in the difficulty or the way the difficulty is created. I think I should word it better that way. The combat feels Souls-ish, and for those unfamiliar with this combat style, you can block, dodge, parry, and attack. That's the most basic way of putting it. And whereas in theory it sounds easy, it is very well not, because the games are very well done and created in a way that it is very much not easy. Blocking, as you'd expect, takes stamina, and unlike Dark Souls, in Nioh it seems there's very little, if any, chip damage, or damage taken while blocking. However, stamina management is very key, or key, should I say, as in the game it's called ki, not stamina. Ki can be drained very quickly in fights, especially if you're blocking a lot, and a lot of enemies have attacks that deal heavy ki damage. Some enemies also have moves that go around your block, or overheads, I guess they should be called, because as long as you're blocking, your character is blocking in all directions, and will pivot to blocking attacks to your sides or back. Now if your guard is broken, you will be left breathless and awaiting a steady death by decapitation as you try to catch it. Running out of ki is very dangerous for both you and your enemies, as they follow the same rules as you. Every enemy follows the same rules that you are following in the game as well. With blocking being so dangerous, dodging comes in handy a lot. Dodging feels amazing in this game, by the way. I was never a fan of rolling. It felt very heavy and unrealistic. In Nioh, though, you dash, and contrary to what I heard, there are iframes, but they are pretty precise, it seems. And counter damage is a thing, so if you get hit during a mistimed dodge, then you will take more damage, and it seems not as severe as Dark Souls, but every little thing of damage in Nioh counts. But with all this defense, you need a great offense, right? Correct. And Nioh has improved Dark Souls' style of fighting tremendously in this aspect. There are about 5 types of weapons, swords, spears, and the like. Each one has its own movesets and is broken into 4 stances: low, medium, high, and sheathed. Low is fast, using low ki and dealing low damage. High, using high ki, dealing high damage. Medium is the best of both, meets right in the middle. And while at first you might feel medium is the best way to go through the entire game in every scenario, if you start trying to use different stances and get comfortable with them in different encounters, then you'll see sometimes a different stance is useful. And making the weapons even more in depth, there's weapon skills that you can learn. You can get more combos and unique attacks with special benefits. These felt a little underwhelming, but at the same time I can understand that they shouldn't be very powerful. This isn't like the standard RPG type game where abilities are what's focused around. You also have ninjutsu and type of magic skills. You can equip these like items, and they range from shurikens to weapon buffs and all kinds of things between. Those skills were very useful in some scenarios, in a lot of scenarios actually. They worked very well with a lot of the game mechanics as well. There was a lot of instances where I found me using them to get past a certain trick with certain enemies. Along with skills, there are player levels, which is similar to Dark Souls in the way you select an attribute to level. There's the standard attributes you're used to: one for health, ki, equipment burden, which is very forgiving, but not too much so as a side note. Strength, skill, and magic and ninjutsu stat. Each stat has some kind of offense boost along with defense boost. For example, leveling the health attribute also increases spear damage. The leveling system isn't bad, but the benefits I feel were too underwhelming. I reached level 29 at the point of writing the script I'm reading, and I still feel like my character is level 1 with the amount of damage I receive and amount of ki I use. In hindsight, that kind of makes sense with how damage is increased from enemies, but at the same time, I leveled a lot of my ki up, so I feel like I should have been using a lot less of that with how many points I put into that. However, there is equipment levels, so you do need to be certain level to equip certain items. That pretty much wraps up all the combat stuff. The atmosphere of the game and the story seems very, very interesting. The atmosphere is very mysterious and dark and hopeless, and the story seems about the same, excluding the hopeless part. I can't say much for the story, honestly, as the beta wasn't at the beginning of the game. And so I was a little lost. It seems like the main character is looking for someone, but I won't really get into that too much because I know some people might not want me to. Alright, now comes the kicker. Difficulty. Yes, this game is hard. Harder than Dark Souls, in my opinion. A lot harder than Dark Souls. However, in some ways it's a little different. Dark Souls is always a fair game 99% of the time. And through the beginning of Nioh, I felt the same way. And then I got to the Twilight missions. Holy freaking crap. It goes from fair to, dare I say it, I hear people calling me a raging idiot in the comments already. I can hear you typing it, you dirtbags. The game turns very unfair in these Twilight missions, and saying otherwise is just flat out wrong. Now, saying that, I think it's 100% okay, as long as it's like that in the Twilight missions and side missions. Twilight missions are like hard mode on the previous missions, by the way. Forgot to clarify that. They add more enemies and make them harder. Now, why do I say it's unfair difficulty? You start getting scenarios like the following. Enemies that just by touching you deals damage to you, and I'm not talking about just like little like chip damage to you, I'm talking like a lot of damage to you just by touching you. You start getting overrun, cornered very easily, one-hit stun locks to death become very common. Oh, this is my personal fave. An enemy with a gun that tracks you like a heat-seeking missile, and you can't block it. You can dodge it if you have on-point reactions and timing, but you can't really focus on the guy because those enemies that deal damage to you by touching you are constantly running at you. If you played the beta, you probably know what I'm talking about. Yes, you can definitely beat these things, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily fair. The odds are always stacked against you tenfold in these missions, but that just increases the awesome feeling of overcoming, I gotta say. Overall, my impressions of Nioh are all positive. This is definitely a game I'm going to be watching for, you should watch for, and a fair warning that reviews are probably going to be horrible for the game because of the difficulty. I'm going to call it right now. It's going to be Dark Souls 1 all over again, where people are like, bruh, this game's too hard, freaking unfair and all that crap. No, the devs want it to be unfair. I'm not going to judge the game that way. I'm just telling people that, yeah, it's unfair. The odds are definitely stacked against you. Your patience is gonna be tested. But if there's one thing that I should tell the devs to fix, seriously, like even Dark Souls needs to do this. The run and dodge button are linked to the same button. So holding X in Nioh runs and tapping it dodges. What this causes is that whenever you need to dodge, you click the button and there's a small delay. Like, it's really small, but oh my gosh, it gets you killed so much, and it's really annoying to a lot of people. There's, just like, whenever you know you hit the button, but it doesn't dodge. And in Nioh, they seem to try to fix that a little bit, but that just causes you to start running sometimes instead of dodging, and that even gets you killed worse, because you get counter damage because you're running. Yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, so just, I don't care how you do it, just make those buttons separate, and then that'll take the input delay out, and you'll be golden. And it'll feel very reactive, feel very cool. It'll be solid. That's about it, all the things I want to touch on. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you got any possible questions answered. Or heard what you liked, or maybe you heard something you didn't like. Just tell me in the comments, just be nice about it. I probably already know what I'm gonna get, a bunch of crap in the comments, but whatever. Sorry if the commentary wasn't as on point as it generally is. This was a very long script, as you probably realized. and my general way of doing commentary would not suffice with such a long script. So yeah, I kind of had to be a little messy, which I don't like, but I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I'll try to come up with another way of doing it so I'll be a little less sloppy. But I hope you guys enjoyed either way. Please like the video, subscribe for more content on the likes of Nioh and more RPG games like that. And have a good one, guys. If you have any more questions, please feel free to ask them. If you didn't get to play the beta, I feel bad for you. The beta was sick. But yeah, ask away. I'll be willing to answer anything that I can. And if I don't know the answer, I'm a really good liar. I'm kidding. I'll just tell you, like, hey, don't know the answer, or I'll try to find a link to the answer. I try to link a lot of people, stuff like that. Anyway, thanks guys. Hope you all have a good one.